The Chronicles of Becoming a Teacher. This is my story. I clearly remember the day I was sitting at the airport about 18 months ago when I decided I was done working in market research. I was exhausted from spending weeks traveling between cities, and I realized I was not going to feel the excitement and passion for my job anymore. I had known for some time that I wanted to eventually obtain my teaching credential, but I was afraid of job security. Although my husband had been active duty military for the past 19 years, I was still considered the breadwinner in our family, and I was just not mentally ready to take that financial hit. I made the decision to enroll at National University about 16 months ago. Needless to say, I spent several sleepless nights wondering if I even remembered how to be a student. Did I even know how to study anymore? How do online classes even work? What is this Blackboard Collaborate thing? After my first collab session, I put my head on my desk and laughed. I was expecting lectures and exams like those from my old SDSU days. How would I be able to discuss and reflect on topics I had no knowledge of? I was expected to write a lesson plan as a signature assignment without having any classroom experience, and I could just not grasp the concept of no exams. I spent hours writing my first lesson plan, not including all the research I did to gather ideas. I was beginning to lose faith in myself pretty quickly. With my husband's encouragement, I started volunteering in different classrooms to gain field experience. Several weeks and volunteer hours later, I finally started understanding teacher terminology, and I was able to visualize teaching strategies while writing lesson plans. I had ideas to share during collaborate sessions. As I was nearing the end of my credential courses, my lesson planning was much faster and more realistic. I could reflect on various topics related to teaching strategies I could implement in the classroom. Then came my next challenge, student teaching. Even though I felt ready to apply everything I learned in a classroom, I was still nervous at the unexpected, not to mention all of the observations that were coming my way. But I made it through. I came out of that experience with invaluable knowledge and an even deeper passion for teaching. I finally finished the credential program and obtained my credentials feeling ready for my own classroom. Except I had to get through the master's courses. I had no expectations for this part of my program, but only a wish that I wouldn't be required to write pages and pages of lesson plans. And so the journey of learning who I was as a teacher began. I closely examined how my learning styles affected my students. I had to think about how I was going to bring 21st century learning into my classroom. When planning, I don't just consider how to help my students meet a state standard, but also think about what best practices I can include to teach my students the skills they need to become global thinkers. Creating a growth mindset classroom and being a digitally smart educator are some goals for this year. I have plans for blogs, animated videos, digital storytelling, and book trailers. I survived my first year of teaching. I am amazed at the growth I saw in my students and their ability to teach me as well. We had a blast getting creative with our projects, although we faced several challenges with the technology we had available. I am so constantly thinking of ways to encourage 21st century learning in my classroom. It's a never-ending job. I read somewhere that a life without education is a life without options. My hope is that I provide my students with as many options as possible. I have said it before and will continue to say that becoming a teacher has allowed me to lead a purposeful life. I am excited and passionate about continuing to put my energy and drive into motivating students to continue learning and developing their skills in a way that makes them hungry for knowledge. So no, my story doesn't end here.